Setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Hoyer. Got his target, Pierre Garçon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Hoyer finding Garçon there for the 49er first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their pride in their performance.
2nd down now after the incompletion.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now the big man, this is Andrews. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
I can't help it. I'm just sitting back in admiration right now. This defense tells everyone that plays against them, you're not beating us running the football. That's who we are. That's what we're about. It's not going to happen.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Cowboys. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Now, this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
They had a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on. This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's Hoyer. And able to find Curley. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one. Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top. Your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Whoosh. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke with a shake and bake. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. And an early advantage in that one for the Giants. Eli Manning leading the way offensively. And it's good to make it 14-0. .25 at the 24-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So Hoyer forced to leave the ball game, and they'll turn things over here to the backup to see if he can dig him out of this hole. To throw is Beathard. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Malik Collins in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And out of bounds. This will depend on where they spot it. And they'll say at the 45. A reminder later tonight, a game some folks have had circled on their calendars since the schedule came out in April. That's the Super Bowl rematch. Falcons, Charles, at Foxborough to take on the Patriots.
Super Bowl 51 and a half, anyone?
Then on Monday night, that's no slouch either. An NFC East battle between the Redskins and the Eagles. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down. That good for 19 and a first down.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They go play action here on first down. And Beasley with it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And that is incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Yet again, Pierre Garçon and company gearing up to take the field. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts, one of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
This one complete, right side to McDonald. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. Oh, good move. Nifty move. Oh, now he bowls him over. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dez Bryant, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
Man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Bailey now for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit. Maybe featuring other people touching it for a while.
And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Malik Collins. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to the booth right after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team would be featured prominently in those highlights.
Might be a little bias. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Back to throw Beathard. And this is going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 15. And now running right through it. And he's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Prescott now on second down. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dez Bryant, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Here's Bailey now for the extra point. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up alive. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 40, the 20, 10, 5, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
Yeah, holding on to the football is a big problem for the 49ers last year. Shouldn't surprise any of us, right? When you're 2-14, you probably will lead the league in fumbles as they did. What, they have 15 last year?
15 of them, yep, and a 2-14 record, kind of indicative. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target, and it's third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.